Okay, so today we are going to do grammar MCQ. So grammar MCQ for PSLE, grammar, paper 2 opens up. So when you open booklet, paper 2, the first few questions that you see are grammar MCQ, okay? So there will be 10 questions and each of them, all of them is, each of them is 1 mark. Altogether, it's 10 marks.
I want to show us a video, please.
Sorry?
I want to show us a video about something.
A snail? Like I show you the snail?
Or
Yes, if you share with me something and it's related to...
Or time-lapse of a pumpkin growing.
You go for science class, which will show you. Visual text, there will be, in PSLE, it's 8 questions, okay? It's 8 questions and it's 8
where
marks.
are my other friends?
This is your other friends?
Me?
Yes, it's only you. Saturday is only you. The time you joined was Monday, that's why they were friends. But today is just you. Don't worry, as the class becomes bigger and bigger, there'll be more students. But for now, you have one-to-one attention with me, okay? Okay, so let's start today's lesson. Okay, today we are going to start with a riddle. It's an ant riddle. Can you tell me the answer to this riddle? You can later test your mommy.
5 ants plus 5 ants equals 10 ants.
So what's the answer? How do I spell it?
10 ants.
Okay, spell for me.
1 0.
No, it's an English word. The answer is an English word, so there's no numbers.
TEN is ANTS.
Okay, now there's no space because it's a riddle, right? A riddle. This is what it's equal to 10 ants. Now, this word is actually an English word in the dictionary. What does this word mean? This word is not pronounced as 10 ants. It's pronounced as tenants. So this is a new word you're learning today. It's called, this word is pronounced as tenants. One is a tenant. More than one are tenants. Now, what is a tenant? If you own a house, if, for example, this house belongs to Wei Hong, okay? Then you have one spare room. No one is living in that room. So you think, I should make some money. Let me rent out that room to someone. So someone comes, who doesn't have a house or who wants to rent a room, they come and stay in your house. And then every month they give you, for example, $1,000 to stay in your house, okay? That person is called a tenant. So a tenant is someone who stays in a house that belongs to someone else and pays a monthly rent. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's a tenant? Can you explain to me? Who's a tenant? Someone who?
Who lives in someone else's house and then they or rents it and then they pays you money.
Very good. So that is the today's riddle. Let me see if you can. You can ask your mom.
Ant here. I thought it was a human.
Because can you see the word ants at the bottom? At the back of the spelling, ANTS. That's just for you to help you to remember. So tenants. Okay, it's not pronounced as 10 ants. It's tenants. Okay, but it has the ants at the back. That's why it's called an ant riddle. So later you can test your mommy and daddy and your friends. See anyone can guess this. Okay. Okay, let's start. Okay, today we are going to learn about, give yourself a point for explaining to me the meaning of tenants. Okay, very good. And okay, now? Okay, sure. You can go to a new page.
Right. What? Class 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Done.
Done? Okay. Today we are learning about question tags. There isn't any question tag question in your grammar MCQ, but we are learning this because in PSLE, at least one, they like to test this question. Okay. They will ask you about a question tag. Now, what are question tags? Do you know?
What?
Do you know what's a question tag? Do you know? If you don't know, it's okay.
Wait, let me just write. So let me just do.
I'm gonna write this first.
Okay.
Now, last lesson with your friends, we learned modal verbs. Today, we are going to learn auxiliary verbs. Now, modal verbs fall under auxiliary verbs. They are the same thing, okay? It's a bigger branch. Now, do you remember any modal verb we learned last lesson? Can you give me any modal verb we learned last lesson?
What's a modal verb?
Okay, you forgot. Okay, write it down on a piece of paper. There are 9 common modal verbs. These are modal verbs, okay? Can,
What's that?
could, shall,
Didn't.
should. No, didn't is not a modal verb. Will, would. Write it down. Are you writing down? May, might, and must. These are all your modal verbs, okay? They are called modal verbs. They're helping verbs. Basically, auxiliary and modal verbs are helping verbs, okay? They come in front of a main word. Can you run? Can is helping the run. Run is the verb. Can you run? I'm asking you a question, right? These are all modal verbs. Today, we're learning auxiliary verbs.
What's auxiliary? What's that?
Yes, I'm writing down. Have, do, be, which means have, has, and had, do, does, did, different tense, okay? Be, am, is, are, was, were. Okay, these are all auxiliary verbs. Being, been. They basically come in front or they help the main verb in a sentence, like jump, hop, run. Can you run? Or are you able to run? Okay, so basically they help. Are you able to run? Are comes before the run, right? So they help the main verb in a sentence. So these are auxiliary verbs. These are modal verbs. Okay.
Wait, let me do something.
Okay.
Mommy, can you bring my water bottle? Need to get my water bottle. I asked my mom to bring. Okay.
Okay. So these are these are modal verbs: can, could, shall, should, will, would, auxiliary verbs. Okay, is, as, was, all the to be verbs fall under auxiliary verbs. Okay, is, as, was, were, has, had, does, did. So you need to look out for these words in your question tag. Then you know it's an auxiliary verb. I'll ask you what's an auxiliary verb in a sentence later. Okay. Okay, now today we're learning question tags, like I mentioned. Now, what are question tags? Question tags are made out of 2 parts. You can see here a statement. This is called a statement. Okay,
You
this
are
is
a
a
busy student.
statement, and then the question itself, because you're asking this question, something. Okay, so here, the answer: you are a busy student. What will the question tag be? Can you guess?
You are a busy student, but why?
Okay, let me tell you, okay? You look for the auxiliary verb first. In this sentence, you are a busy student. Which one is an auxiliary verb? Remember, I told you is, are, was, were, have. All these are auxiliary verbs. So the are is an auxiliary verb, right? So the answer, you will change it to a negative. So here are is a positive, okay? So you're going to change it to negative. So it will become aren't you. So it's question tags are always with an auxiliary verb plus a pronoun. So the pronoun here is you, okay? Aren't you, okay? So you must find the auxiliary verb in the statement, and then you change it to positive or negative depending on the front part of the statement, because here there's no not, right?
So this
If it's,
does.
so here is positive, that means here it becomes negative. Aren't you is negative, okay? Positive statement, negative question tag. If it's a negative statement, it's a negative question tag. Now, number 2, they weren't late. Can you tell me if they weren't late is a positive statement or a negative statement?
Negative.
Very good, because of the word not, right? So this is a negative, which means the question tag here must be positive.
Statement.
Yes, which means the question tag here must be positive. So can you change for me the auxiliary verb here, which is weren't? Change to positive. What will it be? What is the positive?
Were.
Very good. Were. Then what's the next letter? They weren't late. Were what? What's the pronoun? Were?
They were never.
Were they? Wait, they. They is the pronoun, right? He, she, it, we. These are all pronouns. So in this sentence is they. So it's were, they. You always use a pronoun. Just 2 words only. In the question tag, only 2 words. The auxiliary verb, positive or negative. plus the pronoun. So remember, if the statement is negative, the question tag is positive. If the statement is positive, the question tag is negative. Now, question 3, they haven't arrived. Is this a positive or negative statement? They haven't arrived, negative or positive?
They haven't arrived. Negative, positive, negative.
Yes, can you tell me why? Why is it negative?
Because there's a T.
Because it's what it's missing it's a not, right? This is a short form for have not, right? So because there's a not here, you know it's negative. Very good. So what's the answer?
So means it's
So the tag must be positive because they're
have,
always opposite.
have
Yes, very good. Have, then have what? Have
not.
have what? Not have not. Have they, always a pronoun. Have they. Remember, you use an auxiliary verb, change it to positive or negative, then you plus a pronoun. So this pronoun is they. Now, last one. This one is tricky because you see there's no auxiliary verb. There's only a main verb here. When there's no auxiliary verb, the most common one that you use is you ask them, do you love English?
Yeah.
So you will say, don't you? So the answer
Like
will be
science.
yes, okay. So don't you. That's the answer. This is a special case. Number 4 is a special case because there's no auxiliary verb. Okay, but you must remember, you're asking a question. Do you love English? So you'll say, don't you? Now let's try. Next one you're going to try. Oh, but give yourself a point for answering. See if you can give me the answers. Now, this is a comic. Do you like to read comics?
No, not
Okay, this is a famous peanut comic. There are many auxiliary verbs. Comics love to use love to use question tags. Can you give me an example of one question tag? There are many here. What is one question tag in this comic? Read to me a question tag. Remember, a question tag is a statement plus a question. So is there any statement plus a question? Which one?
any statement was a question. Is it?
See.
So let me just see the first one.
Okay.
Doesn't it?
Yes, the whole thing is a question tag. This whole thing is a question tag, right?
Yeah.
Looks pretty good, doesn't it? So yes, this is a question tag. Very good. What else?
Is beautiful, isn't it?
Very good. Is another question tag. Any more?
Isn't it here?
Yes, it's a beautiful little tree, isn't it? Very good. Is a question tag as well.
Yes, it is.
And then last one, you are not happy. Are you? Is another question tag, right? Very good. Give yourself 2 points for identifying the question tags. Very good. So here, remember, when the statement is positive, the question tag is negative. So here, the statement, is it positive or negative?
I've done my work.
Positive or negative? I have done my work. Positive, very good, because there's no not, right? So what the answer will be? What's the answer? So the question tag will be negative.
Not.
So you must choose the so no, look at the word have. You're changing have to a negative because have is an auxiliary verb. So you'll become
I
haven't you, right?
haven't you?
Sorry, haven't I, because I is the pronoun. I have done my work, haven't I? So remember, you first must find the auxiliary verb in the statement. In the case here, it's have. You must change it to negative because here is positive, so you must change it to negative. And then you add the pronoun, okay? The pronoun's I. Who are you talking about? I, right? Haven't I? Just 2 words. The question tag only has 2 words. The auxiliary verb plus the person you're talking about, okay? Let's try another one, see if you can get the answer correct. Okay, tell me, the statement here, positive or negative?
Yeah.
She isn't going to scold me, negative or positive?
Is she
Wait, tell me, answer my question.
Going to.
My question is, she isn't going to scold me. Is this statement positive or negative?
Negative.
Very good. Why? Because of?
Because it's not.
Yes, because of, yes, very good, because isn't. So now you're going to change it to positive. So what will the answer be?
She is not going to school.
Two words. The question tag only has two words. First is the auxiliary verb. You change it.
Only.
Isn't, you will change to positive. What's the positive of isn't?